Hello everyone, Osbrah here, and today we're going to talk about a few macro things and then we move to the technical analysis. First of all, we want to talk about the announcement that happened overnight. We had officially the government of the United States ending the shutdown. So the Senate passed the bill and the government is now officially open. However, and it's something very important, the officials mentioned that we might not have any economic news being released regarding data being released regarding inflation or the labor market. And they said that anyway, if they were to release the labor market data, then these data would already been cooked. So it's very, very interesting as we are shifting towards a Federal Reserve being navigating blindly, basically, especially going into the next FOMC. So that's very important. It's something to pay attention to. We still have the quote argument opposing the Trump administration to the Supreme Court regarding if the tariff are legal or not. So pay attention. That could be another catalyst for the market. And obviously, if they rule out the tariff of the Trump administration, that would be a bearish catalyst, in my opinion, because it would put the economy in shambles and it would bring a lot of uncertainty. So pay a lot of attention to the news regarding this quote argument. Now we're going to move to the technical analysis and we're going to start with Bitcoin as always. Considering what the price is doing right now, we're going to focus on the daily. As you see, we are in a range. So we had this area acting as support. You see here support, support, support. Here as resistance, right? One, two, three times. Here we also had some support. We had a minor bounce. However, if we confirm the close like this, it would be very bad in my opinion. And I'm going to explain why. Because the structure, as you can see here, we had a high, a lower high, a lower high again, a lower low here. So if we close, if we find acceptance below the support, below the range low, that would be something bearish in my opinion, and it would invalidate the bullish theory of holding the 100K support level, right? And then we could expect some continuation. And obviously, the first level everyone is looking at is around 96 to 92K, right? We have that strong order block right here. So pay a lot of attention if the scenario that I just mentioned is happening, right? Pay a lot of attention. And that would be probably the end of many, many altcoins that would rinse the market. It's this area right here, right? So pay attention to these things. We're gonna know pretty soon what the market is going to give for the next few weeks, depending on the daily, maybe even the weekly close, right? We're gonna check the altcoins right now, and as usual, we're gonna look at the total tree. So here's the work that we had for last analysis. So I'm just gonna clean this very, very quickly. All right, this is done. All good. So as we said the last time we had our analysis, we wanted to hold the mid-range right here. You see that big arrow is the mid-range. As you can see, the previous weekly candle saved the altcoins market from going lower with that weekly close above the mid-range. However, right now we can see that we are losing that level and the next daily closes are going to be very important because it will give an indication. As you can see, we are rejecting now and we are also in a bearish structure. So the next level to look at, in my opinion, will be the October 10 week deal around 760 to 800 billions of market capitalization. Pay a lot of attention. It's going to be very, very important. Now we're going to move to the stock market quickly. So we have S&P. We marked this level as a resistance the last time. So as you can see, it played out nicely. We just went here. We after filling the previous CME gap, we went right here, right? We rejected from that supply area, rejected quite hard. So now we have a breaker block here. But more importantly, we have this CME gap right here. So we want to see what's going to happen, right? Is it going to fill the gap and then bounce again or not? What I can tell is that if we cannot find some support after filling the CME gap, then most likely it will be very, very bad for indices, but also for the crypto market, of course, because there is still a correlation, right? We have an M pattern right here. So you want to be careful, very, very careful about this level because breaking, if we continue to trend down, all right, and we break that level, we're going to pay attention to something that could happen, something like that, right? Like doing a bearish retest of that M neckline, if we can say that. It's not very clean, but still it's something that could happen, right? And then the next level of support would be, in my opinion, is here we have like a resistance, so it would be an SR flip, so down to 6,500, right? That being said, that will be the end of that little market review. Something also that you want to keep in mind, because we're approaching the date of the end of the quantitative tightening. Remember, Jerome Powell announced that on December the 1st, the Federal Reserve would stop shrinking its balance sheet, and it means putting an end to the quantitative tightening. So let's pay attention and let's see how the market goes into that date. See you later, everyone. Have fun. Take care. Cheers.